Okay. Hello everyone, good morning. And like every week, we will go through the major stock market indexes and the stocks that some of you are watching to trade in this week. And if there are any other requests, we can take that as well. So we'll start off with SPX, and looking on the weekly chart, as you can see, it has reached the resistance band around 4,280. Although the band is till 4,350, it is at the resistance band. And looking at the Williams R indicator and other trend indicators, you would notice that it is in the overbought region, and especially Williams R has flattened, being at minus 1.72. So we can expect profit booking happening, and the prices to prices of the stocks that are listed on SPX or tracked by SPX to drop. It could be a small correction per se, so that the indicators cool off, and then it could continue the upward trend that we have seen in last couple of weeks, which is a good indication for this year for those who are planning to take positional trades or long-term trades. So expecting correction, which could be a good time to enter. Good range would be around 4,150 or even close to 4,140. Would be good time to enter, especially for taking longer term positions, or if you are already on to positions, it could be good time to add to your positions for longer term. Looking at the daily chart, last week it has closed above upper Bollinger Band. There is a resistance, thin resistance close to 4,300. So we can expect it to go close to 4,300 and then go for correction. And as you can see on daily chart as well, the support is close to 4,160. So looks to be a good time to book your profit if you are already onto some of your positions and have taken swing trades. The indicators both on weekly and daily chart are showing overbought region, which means we can expect correction soon. Taking NDX, Nasdaq 100. Nasdaq 100 at the start of the week, it had a dip, and towards the end of the week, with the positive news in the market about US Fed trying to avoid recession, the closing was upward, which is good, and we see the next resistance level is close by around 14,700, so another 150 points, 14,700 to 14,900, 150 to 250 points. It could go up, and then we can expect correction. Again, if you look at Williams R, the indicator has flattened in the overbought region. So this long upward trend would see profit booking happening here, and with that profit booking, some correction which would be healthy for entering again at lower prices or for adding to the existing positions. For NDX, the next support is about 1,200 250 points lower, around 13,200. For that to happen, it would need a steep correction. So entering around, or if it takes support around 13,500 could also be a good entry point, as there is a thin support around that range. On the daily chart, based on the Bollinger Band, it's a good view that the Bollinger Band has expanded. It has not curved yet, but with the doji closing on Friday and Williams are almost flattening, we can soon expect some small correction. We have seen small correction at the start of the week that we were expecting, because it was in oversold region last weekend, and it was a short week, but still we did see that some profit booking happening. But with the positive news, it got pulled further up, taking it ahead. And the next resistance it could touch before it goes for a correction, which could be for a couple of weeks. The mid Bollinger Band here is close to 13,800, 13,850, which could also be a support range, although there's a thin support at around 13,670. So once it reaches the resistance on the weekly chart, we can expect correction for 2 weeks or so, 2 to 3 weeks or so, to reach the mid Bollinger Band range or the support range here. For those who would be planning to enter for longer term, could wait for a further correction, which could take longer time to reach close to 13,200. Since we are talking about NDX, we can check QQQ, and we can come to the other indexes. So similar to what we saw on NDX 100, for QQQ, it's almost close to the upper Bollinger Band on daily chart, and on the weekly chart, it's close to the resistance around 355. 355 to 362 is the resistance band. It had formed a high of 355.83, which it could go beyond in the next coming sessions of the week. And that could be good time to enter for short positions. Or safer approach in this market is, because we are seeing a longer term bullish trend, is to wait for it to correct and enter onto the long term positions or positional trades. Especially for QQQ, the range would be, buy range would be around 322, which would be another $32 drop, and that would depend on the correction, which we can see after it faces resistance around this range. We have EMAs merging around 310, 312, which would be a strong buy range for, especially for long term. So for those who are looking to add to existing positions or plan to take longer term trades, the market trend overall is looking bullish for the longer term. Waiting for it to drop and come around 315 would be a good opportunity for buying and holding for a few months, especially since it had dropped last year from this range high of around 400 Once it takes support around this range, we could see the highs of previous years. It could touch those levels again, especially since we have seen the reversal in the market on the tech stocks. Let's now go to TSX. Any questions so far? Or Vivek, are you seeing a different opportunity here?
No, and I think you're right. It's going good. Yeah.
Thanks. So we will take TSX. With TSX, as we had discussed last week, it was expected to drop, which it did. It almost touched the lower Bollinger Band, close to 19,465. It actually made a low of 19,522. And the good thing is that once it touched the support near the lower Bollinger Band on weekly chart, we have seen that the market pulled it up and the indicators have reversed. You can see the candle formation as well. The closing was positive. And you can see on the daily chart, there is a clear reversal on the daily chart with a green Marubozu indicating in next session, we can see the positive in the market to continue. So if you are holding any of the major stocks on the TSX, including Shopify, it would be good to hold or even enter for small immediate profit or for holding for over a week as well. The indicators have clearly reversed. You can see it dropped under lower Bollinger Band and then has got reversed. The EMAs are close to 2,188, 2,156. The EMAs are almost like merging here, so we can definitely expect the start of the next week or the start of this week to be positive. And if the momentum is stronger, it could take further up. The resistance would be around 20,550, so which is another 500 points. So in that sense, as Vivek, you mentioned, especially for TSX, the comment that you made at the start of the call looks good, wherein we can expect the TSX stocks to perform good in the coming week, in this week as well as coming week. Especially since the reversal looks to be on the weekly chart, and if the momentum is good, we could see it going close to 20,500, which is another 500 points. We take PJI, PJI as well. So DJI has taken support at this EMA 100 around 32721 and got pulled up. The indicators have reversed. It is at the resistance band range. However, since the upper Bollinger Band is still another 700 points up, we can expect some continuation upward. Although in the daily chart, it has reached the Bollinger Band. So if you would like to book your profits, that's also good. You can book profits on your 70 to 80% of your positions and hold remaining for small upward trend that could follow with the last session's bullish trend that pulled from the mid Bollinger Band to upper Bollinger Band, and it could continue up for another at least 300 to 500 points. So that's for DJI index. Now coming back to TQQ and SQQ, which would be similar to what we saw the trend for QQQ. Since we discussed about QQQ, can see the bullish trend. It could go until about another $1.50. It's currently at 36.82. The resistance band is around 38, and on the upper side 41.57. Since the indicators have flattened, can expect positive opening, but profit booking happening, and could be good time again to book your profits on major portion if you have taken a swing trade around this price range, to close your 70 to 80% of your positions and just hold remaining 20% for targets around 40, 41, and wait for it to correct before entering it for a longer term or taking positional trades. As I was mentioning about QQQ, TQQ looks similar. If you look at on the longer term trend, especially on the monthly chart, it has gone above the mid Bollinger Band, which is a very positive sign. And since the upper Bollinger Band is close to 74, with the current price, over longer period of time, TQQ has potential to double. So if you buy even at the current price, can see about 100% return in the long term based on the monthly trend. It may take few months, but would be a good opportunity to enter for long term. So if you are planning to add to your TFSA or your longer term positions, wait for it to correct, and let's see what could be the good price for entering. We are talking on the weekly chart, so which means it could take few weeks to couple of months for this price to reach, but would be a good opportunity for positional trade. So the mid Bollinger Band is around 27.31. If we look at the support around this range, yeah, $27, close to $27 would be a very good opportunity to just buy and hold for it to reach higher targets. Even if we enter around 27 and you look for target around 52 here, 54, that would also be a 100% return for a positional trade. Now let's come to the daily chart to talk about swing trade opportunities. On the daily chart, we see a small resistance channel close to 38.80, around 39. This could be a good time to buy a put for a strike of 35. And if you are taking just ETF trade, we will talk about similar buy and target ranges with SQQ. If the correction is higher, 32 could be buy range, or for a positional trade, as we discussed around 27, this support band is from 27 to 28, which would be a very good time to buy and hold for positional trade. As we saw on the weekly chart as well, we see a strong support band on the daily chart. Although this price range, it could take longer time, as we have seen that Bollinger Band has balloon and all the EMAs are in the upward direction, which means a strong correction would be needed for it to reach this price range, which could take longer time. For the short term, either put trades or short ETF, which we'll see on SQQ trend, that could be an opportunity. And for those who are already holding it, if you have bought around even around 27, I would suggest that around 38 would be good price to close your positions. About 80% of your positions, and 20% if you want to hold for target of 39. Even closing at the current price would be a good return for your existing positions if you have taken a swing trade. Looking at SQQ. SQQ, let me take from the weekly chart. Yeah, on the weekly chart, it has touched the lower Bollinger Band. Based on the candle shape, since it's almost like graveyard doji, could watch for Monday's market and then decide for entry. Since it is almost touching the lower Bollinger Band, the current price looks good. However, yeah, on the daily chart, the lower Bollinger Band is at 2091, which means we can expect another about $1 drop, and that could be time for entry. The Williams are, because of doji closing, let me just hide this indicator. Yeah, because of doji closing, it is still downward, and you can watch for Monday's session, and then if you see a reversal on the Tuesday's market, it could be good time to buy. Buy around 21 for the first target of 23. And if the bearish trend continues, then the next target could be 24.5. And if this drops, the mid Bollinger Band could come closer to 24.5 or even 25. That could be the second target. And since the overall market trend is bullish, trade with short ETF like QQ, like SQQ, or even put should be very short-term trade. Once it reaches your TP1, you can exit majority of your positions, about 75 to 80% of your positions, and hold only small quantity for the higher targets. Because of the market trend, the reversal could be quick and market could turn bullish in lesser in very quick interval. So overall, in this week, based on what we saw on Nasdaq 100, QQQ and TQQ, SQQ, we can expect start of the week to be slightly bullish, reaching near the resistance level and then profit booking happening, that profit booking could cause the correction. If the correction is short term, the put trades and quick SQQ trades could be profitable. If the bearish trend is stronger, I would suggest to wait for it to reach near the levels that we discussed for taking positional trades or longer term trades. So at this price, I would say wait for it to touch the resistance, close your positions, can be on cash, and take the longer term positions for holding for long term, unless you are taking quick trades, which could be either put option or your SQQ trade, but for very short term. Similar to TQQ, SQQ, we will touch SOXL and SOXS as well. As we had discussed last week, it did have correction, and I did share the group that I had taken this trade, which was profitable. And if you look on the weekly chart, it had correction, but it took support at 100 EMA and gave a closing which was above the 100 EMA on the weekly chart. However, since it was in quite overbought region, the indicators is still in overbought, close to overbought region and downward. And I won't be surprised looking at the candles on the daily chart. It could have a bullish, it could have a bearish trend this week, and we can expect it to drop further. So it was close to $20, 20.83 on Thursday, then gave a positive closing, and then opened positive and close to the previous session, with the indicator being still close to overbought. We can expect it to go further the correction, and a price around 18.33 would be good for holding it for longer term, or even taking a call option with a longer expiry. If you look on the weekly chart, 50 EMA is at close to $18, so that would be a very good price. And if the trend is bearish next week, we can expect this drop from the 100 EMA to 50 EMA, or at least close to 50 EMA, which could be a good opportunity. So for this week, for those who are taking quick trade, a put option looks to be a good opportunity. Again, there is a gap here which it needs to close. So buying for 3 to 4 weeks further expiry for a put trade with strike around $18 or even $18.5 would be a good opportunity for this week. And if we look at SOXS, yeah. So last week it had dropped under the lower Bollinger Band, got pulled up, and with this drop, it is still holding at this range. Since the Bollinger Band is still downward, I would still suggest to watch how it closes on Monday. And based on that, once the Bollinger Band has at least curved up slightly upward or flattened, then it would be a good opportunity to enter. Being at 11.72. See the 4-hour chart. Okay. So on the 4-hour chart, the lower Bollinger Band is at 11.10. And good thing is that it has reversed on the 4-hour chart. And this has formed the thin support channel. So watch that it takes support around $11 at this range. And if it takes support around this price, it could be a good opportunity for a very short-term trade. Let's check the targets as well. For a buy around 11, the first target could be 12.2. 13.5 as per the 4-hour chart. Yeah, $12 could be the first target. And 13.4 could be the second target, which we saw on the 4-hour chart. Or 13.5. But these are very short-term trades, just for 2 to 3 days or around that. And you can close your positions, because again, the overall market trend after the small correction would be bullish. If we look on the longer term, on the monthly chart, it has closed about the mid Bollinger Band as well. And with upper Bollinger Band close to 55, even though if it doesn't reach close to that range, we have a resistance around this 46 range, 46 or even close to 47.5. With the current price, you can see again similar to what we saw for TQQ, there's a potential for it to double. So buying and holding for few months or over 6 months could be quite profitable for either of these two ETFs, expecting bullish trend overall. Okay, so any questions so far? Vivek, Girib?
No
No,
comment.
good.
Okay, great. Okay, then let's go on to the request. We'll take this request of Dash. And this is DoorDash. Okay. Looking at the monthly chart, there has been a reversal. It's going up on the monthly trend. On the weekly chart, it has touched the upper Bollinger Band, and the indicator have reversed. It is looking at facing resistance close to this 50 EMA around $68. It formed a high in the last week close to $70, which could be the resistance range for this weekly trend. Yes, it is already touching the upper range of the resistance band. So if you are already onto this, it could be good time to book your profit. Girish, are you on this position or are you watching it to enter?
No, I'm already in, but with I'm looking for I mean, I took the $70 call for June. I'm in negative.
Okay. So June, what date expiry?
June 16th, the monthly expiry.
June 16th. Okay. So it touched close to 69.96 yesterday. So was your position break even yesterday, or did you take the?
Yeah, it was better actually. Then I thought it is going to break out and go up, but then it reversed and stayed there. So I was thinking what to do with that. I mean, does this indicator change when the price go above? How is that? Like, what is the indicator as of yesterday? If you take that, how does this behave? This indicator, I don't know. It's showing.
Yeah, it's showing sell because uh, it is above the Bollinger Band. It has touched the upper resistance range. And if you look at this lower, this indicator Williams R, it has reversed because it gave a red closing. It opened high and it gave a lower closing. So with the indicators, it is clear that it would drop. It could happen that on Monday, it could give you a chance to close in small profit. And I would suggest looking at the trend.
Okay.
It would be good to close on Monday because it is in overbought region, expecting it to drop further. Unless some news comes which could help it to break this resistance. Since you are on option trade with very close expiry, the chances of your theta decay kicking in and your premium price decreasing are high, which means you could end up in loss. So it would be good for you to close if you are even in small profit on Monday in the first half itself, you can close your position and book your profit.
Okay. Hey, what about William R? Does it show anything?
Yeah, Williams R is, we were looking on the daily chart. Williams R is showing downward trend.
Downward trend. Okay.
Okay. So because it gave a red closing, the indicator has turned downward. Although it had not reached the overbought region, because of the red closing, it turned downward. Previously, it had gone up to -4, and this time it has reversed close to -27. So it could happen that on Monday, a small week could take it until 70 and then it gets pulled down up and it gives her a red closing again.
Okay.
Okay.
So tomorrow will be deciding day, I guess.
Yeah. Because your expiry is near. 16th expiry is in the last week, you will see that theta decay impacts more. So even if it drops, let's say if it comes to 65 and it starts moving up because of theta decay, your position might still be in negative.
Understood. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you are just in the option trade, not in the stock trade.
Correct.
Okay. Fine. So let's go on to UPST.
I'm also in this. So
Okay. So if you are in call position for this is still better because looking at the upper Bollinger Band for this one, upper Bollinger Band is at 33.35 and the 50 EMA is at 31.53. So although in the last session, it was good opportunity when it was close to 32 to close if you had entered earlier.
No, I'm in profit. I just want to see like how much it can go up.
Yeah, so currently it is at 29.57, right?
Mhm.
So it could go up to 33.
Okay.
But with this red candle, and if the market towards the end of the day closes red,
I
then
never thought Thursday will go up. I thought Thursday is going to die, but then Thursday it reversed like anything. And I stayed in the. It didn't go below, so I was thinking maybe 200-day EMA was at 27.76. I thought I can stay in the play until it reaches the 200-day.
yeah. So it still has some room for going up. Let me see the previous on the 31.70. So it did touch that range. If you look at uh, last year June July, so it was on that range. So it has touched that price, and that could be the reason why yesterday at the start of market there has been some profit booking. Although it opened high, it closed low. So this is close to 34.35. Yeah, so for this one you can take a call based on its trend around the midday or second half. Let's see on the daily, on the one of that. Okay. So if in the pre-market, if it takes support near this 28.90, it could go up again close to 30.6, 30.7.
How much is it? 28 what?
28.90. And this could happen in the pre-market itself because we are looking on 1 hour chart. This is listed on UPST. This price, what you can do is you can look at 1 hour chart at around 9 a.m., 9 to 9:30. If it takes support around this price range and moves up.
You're looking for the Bollinger Band, huh? Okay. Got it.
Yeah. And this is on 1 hour chart.
Right. I see that.
Okay. So if it takes support around this price range, around 9 a.m., it would have already formed 4 to 5 candles because market opens at 4 a.m. So if it takes support around this price range and goes up, then you can hold until 30.5. If it doesn't take support at this range, then this 100 EMA close to 27.67.
Same thing happened on the Thursday. It went down all the way. It broke all the supports and then it reversed all the way to 32.
So here, if you see on Thursday around 9 a.m., it has taken support at 100 EMA and lower Bollinger Band on 1 hour chart.
Okay, you're thinking 100 maybe the support. Okay, if it breaks. Okay.
Yeah, so from
I have to
100
probably
EMA,
look around 27.60. Yeah, the same thing I was talking in the daily. That 200-day EMA is around 27.70. 200-day EMA. So it's matching with the 100-day on hourly.
Yeah. I don't have a 200 EMA here. Let me see if I can remove this and add it just for you.
It acted as a resistance in the previous week, previous 2 weeks or so. And then all of a sudden it broke that level, especially on the 25th of May. It came all the way, it started and then it came down and then it crossed at that level. So I was thinking this is going to stay.
Okay, just add and see. Super. So I will keep this one.
You see on the 25th, it had a big red candle, but then, yeah, so that was the resistance level, I thought, and I left it as, thinking that it might come. Then it reversed and then it crossed that level. Whenever it is breaking down, it's going up really hard. I don't know why.
Yeah. So it did face resistance around this price, but then there was probably some market news or something which caused it to reverse before even it went up to 20 EMA or mid Bollinger Band.
Mm.
And then it broke this 200 EMA level. Okay, so for this, I would say you can watch the trend on in the second half tomorrow, and if it gives you a, if it goes close to 30.5, you can book your profit. 1 hour chart would give you
Better.
yeah, and based on that, at the start of the market, you can decide whether to continue holding or you can book your profit. Okay.
Yeah, thank you. So I can sell when I'll have to see how Bollinger Band acts, and then
Yes.
maybe I can sell when it touches the Bollinger Band or higher.
Yeah, if it reverses here, you can hold until 30.5 or even higher. If it doesn't hold, then you can close your position, so at least you book some of your profit. Because if it doesn't hold this support, then it will be going to closer to 100 EMA. Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Vivek, we'll just cover one more from Girish, which is MU, and then we'll come to your request. Okay.
Yeah, man.
Thank you.
Hey, thank you.
Okay, so MU.
So it follows SOXL, right?
Micron Technology. Okay. Yeah, because it's semiconductors, so this might be tracked by SOXL index. Electronic technology. Okay. Yes. So, did you take a put trade on this?
No. I have a position. When it went to 72, I took the 65 covered call on for next week.
Okay. So when it was around
72, but it went to 74.5. I should have waited for something, but I was too much excited.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So based on the last 3 candles, if you see it's almost kind of forming higher highs, or its lower lows are clear. Okay. So there's some positive momentum which is taking it up. So looking at this trend, it could close this gap. And if you are holding a covered call of 75, you said?
65. I took a safer one so that.
Okay. So, yeah. So once it closes this gap, that could be good time to close your position. Look, because looking at this trend, it looks that it would at least a week would close this gap.
Oh, actually, I have 2 weeks, not 1 week. June 16th, $65 call. It's not. I'm a net positive as of now.
Okay. Yeah. So you could hold it until it closes this gap. This gap down with,
Right.
with the
Now
three
does-
candles that it has formed, it could close this gap. Once it closes this gap, it would be around 71.5, 71.7. So it could happen that it could form a wick and close the gap in the pre-market or post-market. Whenever it closes this gap, you can, that session, you can close your positions. Let's say if it touches 71.70 in the pre-market on Wednesday morning,
Mhm.
at the start of market, you can close your position.
Okay. So on a normal note, it is still in the uptrend, right?
Yeah, based on these three candles,
Mhm.
it is and the uptrend. It could close this gap, down gap, and then have a further correction to touch the mid Bollinger Band.
It had a gap at around 65 range, 66, 67 range. There is another gap down. So do you think it will come there?
So looking at these three candles, it looks that it will close this gap first, maybe with a week, and then it will come down and take support around the mid Bollinger Band, which will also close this gap. And also there is a support band here. So if you are buying a put for a 3 to 4 weeks further expiry, put around 65 would be good.
Put no, I have a covered call. So
no, I'm saying if
yeah,
on a new position, a put for a 65 strike with 3 to 4 weeks of expiry would be profitable as well. Okay. So the current position you can close when it touches close to 71.70, and then once it corrects, because there's a gap here, mid Bollinger Band is here, the support band is here, so it would take a correction further to reach around this range.
Okay.
Because this is a strong support. It did
so this
support once, and at least it would come close to 66.50 to close
by
this.
next 2 weeks. Okay.
Next
it has
3 to 4 weeks, I would say.
Yeah. It has earnings coming up. MU has earnings, I think 23rd or something like that.
Yeah, on 23rd, an estimate minus 156 and earnings estimates minus 1.56 and revenue 3.6. So on
and China said they don't allow MU to go there. Memory.
Right. So around this earnings time, irrespective of the earnings, it could close this
gap.
Okay. So yeah, in that case, you can buy a put for expiry around 30th of June, because 30th June will be Friday. So the weekly put you can buy with a strike price of around 65.
See this this indicator that you have, grow money trading, buy and sell, is it a proprietary one?
Yeah, this indicator I have created.
You created. Okay.
Yeah.
Is it shareable or no? I mean, is it a subscription kind of thing?
Yeah, I haven't shared with our learners as well. So I would say this is just accessible as of now to a few of the GMT members as of now.
Okay.
Yeah. I still need to work on some of the additional things that I would like to add in the indicator itself, and then I will be sharing with our learners.
Hey, thank you.
No problem. Okay, so Vivek, sorry for holding your request. We'll cover yours now.
Okay, man, this was very helpful. I was just going over what you were telling. It was very helpful.
Okay. Sounds great. EMP.A, Neo or TSX? Empire Company.
TSX.
All right, so that's a very good find. Did it come in your indicator?
Yes.
I can see that. So has reversed, although the last candle is a bit discouraging. Let's see. Okay. Yeah. In terms of the support band, it is almost touching the upper side. And the lower is around 33.76. What was the low it formed? Formed the low of 34. 34, 37, 36. So almost it touched, but it could be, also looking at this candle that it could go further down to touch the lower side of the support. So if you are looking to enter, you could wait for at least 1 to 2 more sessions. If it goes up, then buying at even the closing price either tomorrow or day after is not that bad, because it is anyways you are waiting for confirmation of reversal. Just because of this almost gravestone doji candle, and looking at further lower support band, even the lower Bollinger Band is slightly downward, it could go further down as well. So entering and then getting into negative, to avoid that situation, I would say keep in watch list. It's a good find based on your screeners.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
that I haven't entered. I'm planning to enter, sell the current ones and then enter.
yeah. So this is a good find. Once you enter, let's say, if it goes down and you enter around, even if you enter around 34, entry around 34 and first target close to 35 would be around $1, and then second target you can keep it 35.5 or close to 35.8.
Thanks, Kamal.
Okay. Yeah, so just keep it in watch list, and you could get chance sometime this week to enter.
Perfect.
Okay. These new hedge. Is this the one?
Yes, I'm already in this and I'm in profit. I actually entered around 21. I'm just
That's
expecting whether, 21 point something or entered.
awesome.
Just thinking whether it would, if we go to weekly chart, I just want to know the resistance for this.
Yeah. First off, that's a perfect entry.
Yeah.
Nice entry for this one. We look at the weekly chart, 22.7. You want to, if you are 22.7 is the resistance, you can keep like 5 cents lower, 22.65
Sure.
as target. Okay.
Sure, man.
So that's a good entry. And let's see on the daily chart, 22.79, 22.6. Yeah. So 22.65 would be a good target for this, both on the daily and weekly chart.
Perfect.
So Great. So next we'll take UNH. Mm,
This is also CAD hedged.
yeah. Somehow it's listed further lower. It seems it's trading on multiple exchanges. Okay. So are you already on this as well?
Yeah, I entered it around 23.5-ish. I'm in profit now.
Mhm.
I just want to know how long I should hold it.
Sure. So again, that's a good entry. So even if you would have entered under 2360, based on the last 2 days, and since it has had a Marubazu closing, can definitely expect it to go beyond 2433. Okay, so weekly chart upper Bollinger Band is 25. 200 EMA is 2474. Let me see if it has a longer history.
5 candles, what to tell?
Yeah, 2490. Okay, so looking at the upper Bollinger Band here and 2490, I would suggest to keep target as 2490 if we are looking to hold for a few weeks.
Sure.
Although this 200 EMA for some reason, not sure if the problem is with the tool or what, is showing only from here, and it is showing 2474. If your quantity is large, you can book like 75% of your positions around 2470 and then remaining for 2490.
Sure, man. Yep, I'll keep it around that range.
Okay. Let me see here. High was 26. That's
Probably
good.
because 200 EMM is like 200 days has not crossed for this. That's why it couldn't plot properly.
Or
Maybe.
let's see this. On Neo, it might not have been listed. And we see UNH. Yeah. Okay, so for UNH, it is showing that it has had closing above 200 EMA.
Mhm.
So it has basically broken 200 EMA on this, but it has touched the upper resistance band on the daily chart. So
Mhm.
it could face some correction. There could be some profit booking happening at this range. If you're okay to hold, for it to take support around 200 EMA or 100 EMA, and then take it forward for the target that we saw on the weekly chart. Yeah, even on this, on the weekly trend, it has a higher target. So even if it corrects here, you can just hold. Or if you want to keep a stop loss just under 100 EMA, that Neo would be on Neo 100 is at 24. So if you want to keep a stop loss, you can keep a stop loss at 2395 or 2390.
Okay, man. Sure.
Okay. Although looking at the candles, both on daily and weekly chart, it looks that it can go further up.
Yes.
So 2470, if you close your 75% positions, I think that could be sooner. And then once it takes small correction and goes up, then remaining you can close around 25 or 2490. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Awesome. All right. So I think that was it Is there any last request?
And ZWB.
ZWB. Is this ETF?
Yeah.
Okay,
BMO something, covered call banks ETF. Yeah.
yes, and it should give dividends as well. Let's see, yes, 7.73.
Yes. I entered around 17 point, that range only. Now I am in profit. Should I hold or should I sell?
Yeah, so this ZWB, let me see when is the, okay. So basically this drop was because people took the dividends and then they
Said
sold
buy.
off, right? And so you got at a good price. It's a monthly dividend, right?
Yeah.
26. Okay. So obviously waiting for next dividend is not
A month.
not a strategy for this one. You can actually book your profit around 18, 17.95 and 18.20.
Okay, man.
Yeah. So anyway, since you got at very close to the support, just see on the weekly trend, lower Bollinger Band here is 1685 and currently 1760. So about $1. Only thing is most of the banks, they have an overall downward trend. If you see the weekly lows are still lower. That's
Yes.
the only thing. So this trade, I would suggest that you book your profit and be done. So you bought it at around 17. You can close majority of your position around 17.95, and then rest you can see if it goes above 18. Although this resistance is close to 1823 to 1845 and 200 1826. So remaining portion you can keep it for target 1820.
Sure, man.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. I think similar would be ZW. These are all BMO ETFs.
Why only BMO, man? No other banks do this, or like it's their style?
That I, frankly, why BMO is generous with offering high dividends. So this one is 17.54.
Wow.
11.54. So, and I believe the dividend would be monthly.
Yes.
30th. Yeah, same payout. So just for the dividends itself, it's good to hold. Better than holding your savings in your BMO savings account. Right?
Definitely, man. Definitely.
Okay, so although you're not holding this, but next time you can look at this as well because this has high dividend. So just in case you're
Sure,
buying
man.
before the dividend payout, this could give better. How much is in dollar value terms? Okay, yeah, 1767, and they are giving 17 cents. So,
Wow.
okay.
Thank you, Kamal.
Welcome. So with that, I think we are good. Aditya, anything from you?
No, Kamal, I'm good. Thank you.
Okay, great. Okay, then with that, thank you all for joining and hope the indexes and the stocks and ETF analysis helps, and you make profit this week and coming weeks. And with that, we will connect again in the next week's session. Thank you all and have a
Okay.
good
Thank you.